But it was, I'd like to start out by saying Steve Peichel is one of my better friends in this league. I have incredible respect for him, and I told my team this will be the toughest team we played all year physically, and it was physically the toughest team we played all year. He went with that small lineup, and it did give us fits in the first half, and we didn't play very well. I said I'd blame the first half on the players and the second half on me. And but for me, culture and traditions matter almost more than anything. And I just kind of, I don't think it was anybody's fault either. It wasn't like the guys I put in did everything wrong. They made shots. That team shoots 29% from the three, and they shot about 55 tonight. And the disappointing thing for me is I didn't think I had many guys that played well, but I would like to single out Cam Ward. I think had a great game. I really thought that Denim Wojcik had a great game, and Cohen Carr had a very, very, very good game. And Jeremy had a good half, and Jackson Coop had some moments, but we did not play as well because the biggest factor in the game for us was turnovers. And we said at the beginning of the game, if we turn the ball over, they'll get their break going, they'll get going. Well, we turned it over. They didn't get their break going as much, but we didn't get any opportunities. Man, we had 6 less opportunities than them in the first half, and that was a shame. But all in all, we shot it pretty good. We just didn't defend it as good. And I don't know if they can shoot that from the three with those quick guards, and very well-coached game, and he did a hell of a job to come back. So give me a little blame, give him a little credit. As far as the technical, seriously, I've never heard of something like that, But ref told me that that's right in the rule book, so that is my fault. I should be able to relay, the rules to my players. And if I don't, why should they know it if I didn't know it? And that's what I told the official. But I didn't argue it because of that. But, I think it taught, him and I a lesson that you still can't do that. It was a 5-point play, and a lot of things changed. But before you blame him, I'm not protecting him. I don't protect him ever. He's a quarterback. I'm the coach. We're the two guys that get the most crap and deserve it because of the positions we're in. But that was not his fault. He wasn't boisterous about it. He just pointed, I guess. I mean, when I said, did he flamboyantly did it? Maybe you saw different. He said, nobody pointed at it. So that is the rule, and it was called correctly. And have at me. A lot of good things. I can talk about the seniors, and I'll just preface it by saying, because I know some of you guys are tricky, I would not answer one question on our next game tonight. You know me, we're going to have press conferences, we're going to have open press, so don't try to sneak one in, because I know some of you are. And you go with tonight's game, you go with the seniors, you go with the bad job I did. I'll answer all those questions.
Tom, I was wondering, you mentioned the turnovers the other day. You were talking about how senior night can be a little iffy. Do you think there was maybe nerves or what it was to start?
I do. Coop had that one. He said it. We gave him a great pass to the post. We wanted to go inside right off his hands. The guy that maybe struggled the most wasn't a senior. But poor Jordan, I think he stepped out of bounds twice and dribbled out of bounds once. And he's been so damn good. He's been as good as a lot of freshmen in the league. And it's just one of those nights, Thank God we were home. Thank God our crowd was great again. That second half, that stretch was, I think, an incredible stretch for our team and for our fans, and I was grateful in that. But, yeah, I think there was a little nerves on that. I do, and that's the way senior night is. It's, I thought with Jackson's great-grandfather getting introduced. We talk about heroes in sports. How about that guy, one of 12 guys that left from the Pearl Harbor situation. And I said to my staff, I hope Jax doesn't put the first shot into the tuba section and wound a guy, but, it happened. It's over. We won the game. We scored a lot of points. We had an incredible stretch. And the coach, I told Jeremy, we all aren't perfect. We all make mistakes. The difference is I made one couple tonight, and I promise all of you in this room, meaning my players, not you guys, that I won't make the same mistake twice. If a player can say that, then we're in business.
Tom, let's stay on message with celebration. Senior night, you can mark the calendar. A lot of folks going to come and celebrate. But even after the Purdue game, you said you were going to be very deliberate in celebrating. Do you feel you get to celebrate guilt-free enough? And when you do you kind of have to watch it because you got something else going on, all the time?
Yeah, you never get to celebrate. I guess that's what they say retirement's for, or that's what the end of the year is for the seniors. But you really do need to look at that. And those seniors have given us a lot, and they came from nowhere. I mean, those guys just got better every year. Coop and Jax, you guys read the stories. There's only a few players that stay 4 years anymore. How criminal is that? How ridiculous is that? And I'm lucky enough to have 3 guys that stay with me for 4 years. And, that's been a pretty good tradition here for the most part. So, yeah, I still get to, I'm going to enjoy the night, I'm going to enjoy it till I get upstairs, and then I'm going to burn the tape and start working on our next game that I won't talk about.
Tom, just wanted to clear it up with not getting the seniors in during the game, kissing the yes. Was that a planned thing coming into tonight, doing the celebrations after the game?
Oh, yeah, that's always a tradition here.
Right, but doing it after the game instead of during the final minute or so?
Well, I think I'm not a very good coach. You're not a very good reporter. There were 7 seconds left when the game was determined. Wasn't anything I could do then. I couldn't put him in, take him out. Last year I got reprimanded for things like that, so I got to watch what I do. But no, I didn't like the way it went, but there's nothing I could do about it, and the players understood, and that's why I was so appreciative of so many people that stayed, and I was appreciative that those players got a chance to do what we do here. And it's what we do here. It's going to be what we do here until I'm done, and I'm hoping that it continues after I'm done. Certain traditions are special, and when I tell you that the managers were practicing doing a push-up, kissing the floor upstairs last couple of days, that means it's a pretty good tradition.
Tom, I'm wondering about the end of the first half, start of the second half. That stretch there, it seemed like it was the best basketball, and you guys built that big league. And I'm wondering also, how tough is it to, when you've taken the starters out there, to kind of keep that momentum and rhythm in those final minutes when things got tight?
Well, the end of the first half, Cam Ward, I thought, played really well, and he kind of got us rolling a little bit and made some plays, and then the start of the second half, we did have a come to Jesus meeting at halftime, and why wouldn't you? We were not very good, and so we talked about it. But the good news is, I think the players are more upset than the coach, and that's always a good sign. And they vowed they were going to play better the second half, and they did it defensively, because the defensive stops is what got our running game going. And I'm telling you now, I've had a lot of good athletes here, and I always joke about Cohen, but there were a couple times that Jeremy just kind of looked like a receiver and a quarterback. There was just and he took off. He's got different speeds, but he showed me a couple of new speeds tonight, because there was twice he was at half court, and I don't even know how he got there. So I give a lot of credit to him. And, besides the dunks, he got some big rebounds, hit the three. What was he from the free throw line? 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 1 for 2 from the three, 6 rebounds, and some of those were above the rim, no turnovers. That was Colin Carr's best game as a Spartan, and we needed every bit of it, so I was really happy for him.
And putting the starters back in when the game got tight like that, how difficult is that for them to kind of summon that back up in that moment?
I don't think that's that difficult. I really don't. It was difficult for me to have to put them back in. I felt it insulting to the guys that were in there because it wasn't all their fault. I mean, they hit 2 or 3 threes that were tough shots, So, I mean, you know what, guys? It is what it is. And I told you where I think I messed up, and what I messed up on was the technical, because that changed a lot of things. And then it got him his 4th foul. And so, and when I say it's my fault, if you think I'm protecting him, you're insane. I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. Coach screwed up. Put it in bold letters. And so I got to learn with a win too. I always tell them it's better to winning a game, learn a lesson, than it is losing a game. So I got to do that. But is it hard? I don't think so. I mean, all they got to do is get the ball in bounds, and they were quick and they were tough. And I told Steve that after the game. I mean, mucho respect for him and how hard his team played, and they're young. That team, he keeps them together. If somebody doesn't tamper with them, they're going to be damn good. I promise you, damn good. I know you got a couple more questions, but you guys are probably following. You guys aren't used to working late hours. This is no big deal to me, but
work all the time. I go to bed at like 3:30.
Really? Yeah, but you sleep till 3:30. So I do too, but I get up at 7. So that's the difference. But
I want to ask you about Carr hitting 8 for 8 free throws, and I wonder, in terms of opponents having to respect him coming inside, it seemed like he had good dribble penetration early in the first half. But how important is that to unlocking parts of his game? And I also wonder, with Jackson's great-grandpa being in the ceremony, do you know how that all came together? And were you involved at all, or was that marketing
That's our
outside?
marketing people. They came up with it because I didn't. That's another thing the coach didn't do a good job of. I don't know what the hell I'm getting paid for, Jay. What the hell am I getting paid for? How special can that be? Not just because it's his dad, but we all should appreciate a guy from Pearl Harbor, one of a few left living, 102 years old. I mean, you know what? I'm damn proud of our university, our marketing department, our athletic department for doing things like that, because that was a special moment that I say there's a lot of heroes, as I said earlier, but what I learned when I went over to Kuwait, the best team in the world is our military, and none of us can even come close, so it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. Yep.
I want to ask you about Dedham. 12 minutes is probably the most he's played in some time. You kind of talked Tuesday about overruling Doug to give him some more minutes. What made this kind of a good game for him here today?
I thought it was going to be a hard game for him because they were quicker than quick. But I'm telling you, I told you this, how long ago was it when you guys were questioning that? And I don't blame you, but I said the kid has stuff that we all, as coaches, one of my good friends, Jerry Rosberg's here, football guy, and it doesn't matter what sport you're in, hockey guy. I talked to Adam before he left. We're all looking for guys that have a big heart. We're all looking for guys that will do what they got to do to win games. I thought the play he made at Indiana when they cut it to 6, I thought his defense, I thought some of his passes. And I keep saying it's not because his kid, I overruled him one time. He says, no, we can't put him in now. I says, I won't tell you what I said, but it was politely, I'm the head coach, he's going in, And I'm glad I did because, that's a tough situation for a dad, too, sometimes. But I was so proud of the kid. I mean, Trey's only been here for 9 months, and Denham's been here for 9 months, but he was really here. My son and he used to go on recruiting trips with Doug and I, and Doug's wife would make jerseys, I told you, and that was when he was 4 years old, so he's been a Spartan for a long, long time.
Tom, on Cam Ward, it seems to me, I think this is the second straight game against a really small lineup. You even used him at the 5 a little bit, and you talked about the rebounding the other day and how that last summer taking rebounds away from Jackson and all that. Do you start to imagine all the different ways you'll be able to use him and what he could be eventually when you watch him at times?
Yeah, I just saw Antonio. He reminds me of Antonio with a little more offense, but tougher than nails. Got some big-time rebounds. He can handle the ball a little better. As his shooting, did he make 1 or 2 free throws tonight? 1 for 1. So he's improving that a little bit. I think in general, Cam's had that injury, and I was talking to Raymar Morgan, and he was trying to show me how he was shooting, and it's off a little bit, and it's all because of the injury. When he has a spring and summer, I think that kid's going to take an enormous step next year. I really do. But another kid that's tough, and he rebounds the daylights out of the ball. He's got to get in better shape so he can run longer, but he's going to be a good player, And I felt bad for Jordan, but maybe it's okay, He struggled, and he's been pretty sensational for a lot of games, and so he struggled once, Welcome to our world, and I think he handled it pretty well.
Following up on that, Ward had 3 blocks tonight, played with a lot of energy and heart. He also got the close tonight, too. You went back to him after the seniors had to step out for a moment there. What did you like about going with him instead of maybe Kohler at the 4 to end the game?
Yeah, and Jackson still played a lot of minutes, but we thought Cam could guard. They were so small. They went with all guards for a while, and he gives us the ability to be bigger, stronger, rebound better, but yet enough quickness to guard a guard, and that's why we did. Coach. But even that, let me tell you something. There were a couple mistakes on that. Like, guys weren't supposed to pick up full court, and they're driving in there, and we just, you know what? We did some things we got to work on, so we'll get better at it.
Your 4-year seniors like Cooper and Kohler, when you watch that and you hear the words that they say to you as a coach, for any Spartan fans or the youth of society that may be watching at the game and have big dreams to go play college athletics, what's your, word of navigation trying to get into this college atmosphere that changes so much, but to see those 4-year guys stay and have those words of appreciation for you, what's your message to the youth there for that?
They're kind of like what's nice about both of them, they're just the guy next door. They're the guy next door, except they're 6'10", 6'9", That's all. They're just regular guys. I mean, Coop was 30 miles from here. We didn't even know about him. I mean, you think what he did. Coop just turned 21. What will they be for me? Hard to ever beat a Cleves. And some of those guys, even a Steve Smith that's here tonight, my first recruit, you remember those things, first kiss, first recruit, first whatever. But I might remember those two because of what you just said. The landscape has changed. It doesn't make it right. And I think they got a feeling how their fans felt about them. They will always have a place to come back to. They will always, always, always have a place to come back to. When I'm dead, they'll still have a place to come back to. And someday, someone's going to wake up and realize that's got some value to it. This university has value to it. And so I'm sure before I'm done, there'll be a picture of those 3 guys in my office. And nobody will know what the hell they're there for. I got pros. I got guys making $300 million. And it'll be Coop Jackson. And and Nick, and I'll just kind of appreciate that what they did for me, what they gave me, and how they maybe helped prove me right. I mean, we are 55-12 in those 2 years here at the end. I'm sure Jack's the only one that really, that's going to be one of the best records that we've had here, with some games left to win in a 2-year span. And they don't owe me, I owe them for that. They did. Everybody can leave now. Everybody can leave now. And some decide that they like where they're at. They appreciate their teammates, appreciate the school they're at, appreciate the brand they're at. And those guys will be examples, as some of the guys that left will be examples, that if things don't kind of work out, but we don't deal with those things. All I care about is the guys in that locker room, to be honest with you. Last one. That it?